Welcome back to episode 121. Long time no see, by the way, of the Purple Rain podcast. We are back after I think it's been 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, two
Almost two
weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost. Oh wow. Of the Purple Rain podcast. You know the Mark Ingram episode, the Chris McAllister episode, the Larry's Webb episode, and the current Raven, Brandon Stevens episode. I'll throw even back some more. Ernest Biner. How about that for all my old heads?
Shout out to Brandon Stevens, bro.
Yeah, big shout out to him. I mean, Mr. Do It All in that secondary. We'll be talking about him a lot this upcoming season. I know that for a fact. But I'm happy to be back. I know you're happy to be back with the Rain Gang. I know we missed you. But first and foremost, let's get out the way. You can find us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. You can find this Jack Cat over here on Instagram, on Twitter at Sutton Def. And you can find me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. And most importantly, like the video, please. Thank you.
Absolutely. Like my guy Alex said, let's just get that out of the way. If you're watching live right now, or even if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, we appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you like the video. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button because listen, the season is right around the corner at this point. You know, what is it, like 4 or 5 weeks until preseason?
I think we have a little bit of a little mini announcement, I guess, about what's coming up with the Ravens. You just want to say it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what is it, July 31st, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Correct? The open practice, can confirm that me and this cool guy, we will be there in attendance. I cannot wait. I am super duper excited for that. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, and the tickets, because I think there's like limited tickets that they have for that. They go like on sale or pre-sale, whatever. I think in just a couple of days, actually. So make sure that you guys are, getting that. Stay tuned, stay locked in with Ravens Twitter because the day that those tickets are available, you'll be made aware of that for sure. So stay locked in with Ravens Twitter, stay locked in with the Rain Gang. We're gonna post it on our story as well, but we definitely want to, meet as many of you guys as possible. So if you can make it out, I'm just saying. Try to make
I know
it.
last year they didn't check the tag things because I went with a couple of my friends and I actually photoshopped. I was in the line on Snapchat editing the because it had your name, so I edited their names on there, but they didn't even look at the tickets. So hopefully they don't do it again this year.
Hold on there, Alex. Yo,
what?
You can't be exposing yourself here on national YouTube.
They didn't look. They didn't look. That wasn't my fault. There was no scan thing. I'm just telling you.
There's a Raven security guard who's gonna be there in just 2 weeks. He's watching this podcast right now. He's like, oh, okay. I'm looking out for old Simply as 10
I had my ticket. I had my ticket. All right, but I'm just letting y'all know in case it could work. It's always just a noggin of yours, but yeah, but now it won't work for a regular game, obviously. But this is open practice, so.
Yeah, open practice. But yeah, you heard it here first. We will be going to that open practice. So if you would like to pull up, make sure you stay locked in the Ravens Twitter. Follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Join the Rain Gang group chat. Do all of that. That way you'll make sure that you know when those tickets go on sale because we want as many of you guys as possible to be there. Now, before we get into anything else, Ravens, NFL, sports talk related, I do want to bring up the live Rain Gang chat. Guys, it's been a while. It's been almost 2 weeks, right? It's been almost 2 weeks. Exactly. Too long, my guy. So let's see. Kick it off here with my guy Simply as10. Like the video. You guys already know. This guy over here, he already knows what it's all about. K-Dog, mod K-Dog. How you doing, K-Dog? I appreciate you for coming through, bro. K-Dog's my guy. I hear some echo. Is that myself? I hear myself.
I think it is.
Huh. How do I hear myself? That's weird. Oh. Wow, you know what's crazy?
Was it on your phone?
My phone started playing it automatically. That's weird.
Oh my gosh, it's the Raven security. That's what they're doing.
That's really weird. Exactly. My phone just started playing the podcast just out of nowhere. I didn't even have it pulled up. It just started playing it, but I paused it. We're all good. But what's going on, K-Dog? Appreciate you for coming through. Dre is in the building, says, what's up, Purple Rain Gang? What's going on, bro? Daquan is here. J Prime 235. Rico Nixels. Team Ramey says, we are live with PRP. That we are. C Stackhouse in the house says, Rain Gang, what's going on, bro? Dawson Bollock says, yo, we're live. Yes, we are. All Day Esco is in the house. Let's see, my guy Darius, the official, long time no see. What's going on, my guy? Says, what's good, Rain Gang?
It was his birthday last week, too, by the way. Happy belated, Darius. Yeah, happy belated.
Wow, happy belated birthday, man. Darius, the official. Yeah, Make sure you leave a happy belated birthday to Darius, man. We appreciate him. Another one of those Purple Rain pioneers. We appreciate him a whole lot. Let's see. Tracy Hall in the building says, let's go. What's going on, Tracy? The April 123. We're live. Devon Johnson, PRP, says, what's good, everybody? What's going on, Devon? Appreciate you for coming through. Lisa's in the house, always kicking it up, kicking it off, rather, with a question. Says, hey, sudden death, Alex. Sack Daddy had fentanyl and cocaine assistant. Who will John put in that spot? Jesus, Lisa. It's sad. Sad news.
Very sad.
Very sad. Sad news. I mean, we're very remiss to hear these things. And, drugs are something that battles a lot of young adults. And, we can just pray for reform. We can pray for all these things to make things better. But we'll get into that stuff later on.
Yes.
Later on.
Indeed.
Later on, Lisa, for sure. But appreciate you for coming through. King says, yo, my guys, what's going on, King? Appreciate you for pulling up. Let's see. DLC, what's up, guys? One Session 27 is in the house as well. Daquan Christian. Oh, my goodness, man. Everybody's here. Easy E. Jay says, yo, what's going on? Everybody's in the house. The full Rain Gang is in effect. We appreciate you guys. It's been a while. Like my guy Alex said.
Way too long.
It's been too long. So, before we get into anything else Ravens related, we just have one more thing. We would be totally remiss if we did not bring up our sponsor, Manscaped. You can still go on manscaped.com and use the code PRP to save 20% off of your Manscaped order. And guess what?
He's getting it.
Got it right here. Listen, the Lawnmower 4.0, man, it's elite. It's legit. Yeah, exactly. My guy Alex mentioned it a couple weeks ago. He was like, the guards that come with this thing are actually legit. They're legit. You have nothing to worry about.
My favorite part, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, my favorite part is that even on top of using this code PRP to save 20% off your Manscaped order, you can also get free shipping with that code as well.
Who doesn't love free shipping? It's the cherry on top. It really is.
Exactly. So make sure you check out manscaped.com. Check out all their products, including the Lawnmower 4.0, because they are the nation's leader in male personal hygiene below the belt. So make sure you check them out. Use the code PRP to save 20% off of your Manscaped order. That's manscaped.com.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
All right, Alex, let's get into what the people came here tonight to talk about. Or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you may be listening to this. I know the replay gang, I do not like to discriminate against you guys. Whenever you guys may be listening, we appreciate you guys. Listen, I know what you guys clicked on this video to watch, to listen to. Justin Houston, he's back.
He is. He's
back. You texted me the news earlier today. I didn't even know. I was completely clueless. I was carrying a bag of groceries, walking back to my car.
Hold up. I was in the grocery store when I texted you that as well.
Whoa.
I had my hands full and my phone's going off. I'm like, I gotta text you.
That's freaky.
We have something to talk about. Yeah, it was freaky.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, I got that text and I was like, oh, okay, Justin Houston is back on board. This is very, very good news. It's definitely a net positive for the Ravens and that defense, and especially Mike McDonald as well. So all we know right now at this very moment is that it is a 1 year deal. We don't know the logistics of the contract, anything like that, but we do know that it is a 1 year deal. Alex, I want to get your opinion first and foremost, and then the Rain Gang's opinion as well. Do you like this move? Do you love this move? Do you hate this move? And most importantly, what do you think this does for the Ravens defense?
Okay. Oh, like it, love it, hate it. I definitely don't hate it. All right. I'm in between like it and love it. Maybe because in my head I thought maybe we're gonna get JPP, just because his numbers are crazy. But Justin Houston's as well, his numbers are pretty damn good, and we'll get into all those as well. But I'm in between the like it and the love it, just because you can never go wrong with depth. And we actually have a veteran now. I mean, I think Tyus Bowser is a veteran, but coming off the injury, like Houston is gonna be that leader once again, going to be teaching those guys, because think about how young these edge rushers are. Like, I have to pull up the ages and get the average age, because you have a Dalen Hayes second year, Odafe Owe second year, David Ojabo first year rookie. It's like just youth all around, and Bowser I think is in his fourth or fifth year, but he still plays like he's young. So I love that. And what he'll be bringing to us, I mean, just some more clutch moments, hopefully some more sacks. It doesn't hurt to have 100 sack player on your defense. I love that, and I'm just gonna throw it off to you with your reaction. You're muted, by the way. Just gonna let you know.
Damn it! I thought I clicked the button. My bad. Listen, I love it. I don't like it. I love it. I love it a whole lot actually, and I love it for various reasons. One of the reasons that you touched on, just the veteran leadership that Justin Houston brings to this team. I know that Odafe Owe was recently on Marlon Humphrey's Studio 44, where Odafe Owe actually talked about who two of the veteran leaders on that defense who helped him the most in his rookie season. One of them being Calais Campbell, and the other being Justin Houston. That's
Mm,
huge to me.
mm.
Justin Houston being his quote unquote Yoda for those of you guys who watch Star Wars. That's huge. Bringing him back into the building to be able to coach up a guy like Odafe Owe, to be able to coach up a guy like Dalen Hayes, who's just coming off an injury, missing 15 games last season, 15 or 16 games, one of those. Being able to coach up Tyus Bowser, who's coming off an Achilles injury, but also led the team in sacks last season. How is he going to bounce back with the mental and the physical? You need guys like this on your roster, and it's kind of the same reason why a lot of us were campaigning for a veteran wide receiver, because he could do the same thing for the wide receiving core, that young, growing, developing wide receiving core. But to get this for our edge rushers, it's monumental. It's monumental, because like you said, I think you told me this before we went live. Like the sack totals were at 4.5 last year. That did not tell the full story. There were multiple sacks that were left on the board, right? Which sacks did we leave on the board? Just remind us,
Yeah,
Alex.
actually, I just made the video. What time is it? About 2 hours ago. It's fresh in my head. Week 2 against the Chiefs, he had I guess you'll call it just a pressure, but the pressure led to a intentional grounding, which led the Chiefs with a 2nd and 38 at their 2 or 3 yard line. Um,
Hmm.
I think those should be counted as sacks personally, because they lost the down, they lost the yards. And then against the Colts as well, there was like the horse collar thing where he got the top of the jersey, they called that. And that was
Right.
like in the fourth quarter, would have been a big sack. Thankfully, we can't end up coming back. And just to cut, he had a pressure on Burrow, which led to him throwing his only interception against us in that week 7 game. He threw it to Marlon Humphrey, and who knows what happened after that. Just a weird game all around. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we're probably talking about maybe 7 sacks he really should have had. Had one taken away with, I think, rough in the passer, or a defensive flag down the field. I mean, you sent me a really cool info. What was the infographic about
Yeah.
just really how productive Justin Houston was, because the numbers really didn't tell the whole story. I mean,
Right.
this guy was getting double teamed nonstop. I was beating him. I mean,
Yeah.
you double team 2 guys now. You're leaving one person, one lineman to defend somebody. That means we're getting there with 3 men. Three now with a 4-man rush with who we have. Who even knows what we're going to do if we can get to the quarterback? So that was really interesting. I know you're looking it up right now.
Yeah, I'm actually looking it up right now because that infographic that I showed you, it was basically stating that there are no players other than two who faced as many double teams or had as high a double team rate as Justin Houston did,
Okay.
but still had more pressures. The
Yeah,
only players were listed as following: Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, and that's it.
that's those two. Max Crosby
Those
and Nick
two.
Bosa. So
Yeah,
2 elite pass rushers.
exactly.
Elite of elite. Like, there you go.
I mean,
There you
there
go.
you go. Like we said, like the sack totals 4.5 last season did not tell the whole story. On top of the veteran leadership, this guy is clutch. If you go back and you watch some of those games late in the 2021 season, he was one of the ones making big plays. It was Justin Houston, whether it was a big pressure, whether it was a sack, whether it was getting a quarterback hit, anything like that. Even against the Bills game, I think he brought up the penalty, right? Or against the Colts, one of
Cool. Yep.
those. Yeah,
Yep.
against the
Fourth
Colts.
quarter.
Yeah, in big time moments, Justin Houston was showing up. He was showing up. It may not have been throughout the entire game, but listen, I'm not worried about that.
He's
My
not Aaron
veterans,
Donald.
he's
He's
not
not.
Aaron Donald. My
Yeah.
veterans, I'm worried about them making plays late in games, like Calais Campbell in the Colts game, right?
Field goal.
Blocking that kick late in the game.
And even before
That's
the
when I
block
expect them to
kick,
step up, right?
blew up a run play.
Right.
Absolutely blew it up.
That's like these veterans. That's where those men make their millions late in games. Veteran leadership, veteran presence, being there before, having done that before. You know what I mean? That's what Justin Houston brings to the table. So that's why I say I don't like this move. I love it. I absolutely love it. You take a young nucleus of just talented edge rushers and you put a veteran, in there who, like you said, it doesn't hurt. 100 sack guy does not hurt. Have him back there. I love it. Don't like it.
I can't think of a time where you having a guy with 100 sacks
Hmm.
I mean, just how can that hurt you? Honestly, I mean, I the only game.
Exactly. Exactly. Now we do have our first super
Ooh,
chat donation. I haven't said that in a while. Super chat donation doesn't even feel
yes,
right to say. It's been almost
yes.
2 weeks, guys. I missed you guys so much. Our first super chat donation of the episode coming from Oscar Lilienthal. Thank you so much for making it rain here on episode
Oscar.
121 of the Purple Rain podcast. Says loving the Arsenal kit.
Thank you.
I've DM'd the Purple Rain podcast Instagram page and messaged you Sutton DM to be a part of the group chat because you
Oh,
guys add me. So sorry, Oscar. I have not been checking up on my Instagram DMs as of late. That's my bad. But we will definitely bring you into the group chat for sure.
thank you.
I'll be looking out for you
Yes.
after. Yeah, for sure. Thank you
Good.
so much. Yes, let's see what you guys are saying here. How do you guys feel about Justin Houston coming back to the Ravens, getting re-signed for yet another year? I want to know. Tandra Bowman says here, "Hey Rain Gang, I am so glad Houston is back. With better pressure up the middle, our pass rusher should be able to get to the quarterback." Yeah, I mean that's another thing too. We talked about. I think there was an article put out maybe last week how interior pressure was going to be a huge factor in the Ravens defense this year. If we
Yep.
can generate interior pressure with guys like Calais Campbell, guys like Justin Matabike, new guys like Travis Jones, you know what I mean, Michael Pierce, whatever, whoever it may
Brent
be.
Urban. I forgot
Exactly.
about Brent Urban. Honestly, I,
Yeah, me too.
I
Me
totally
too.
forgot we had him
Yeah,
until
but the
now.
but the production from those interior pass rushers is going to make it that much easier for the outside edge rushers to get
Yeah,
home and to make plays, you know,
and
and
I
to
think
just yeah, sure.
yeah, I think the best thing about this whole defense is nobody knows what is coming to them. That could be a bad thing, but to me, I think it's a good thing because you knew what you were getting with old Wink Martindale. You knew you're
Yeah.
getting the cover zeros, the blitzes. Nobody knows what they're getting with Mike McDonald. Now, maybe you can look at his college film, but college and the NFL are two different types of games. So I hope he just surprises the league, kind of takes it like has like a Sean McVay effect on the defense because with who we have on this defense, in the front and in the back, it'll be scary hours
Oh yeah.
for us.
Definitely. I like that. Jay says, "Man, when is Ojabo supposed to play? When do you guys think?" Ojabo said that he wants to be ready by the time the season starts. I think he went on to say more realistically by like maybe like October or maybe like November, something like that. But being realistic, you know, if we
Yeah,
want to keep this guy and you know until he's absolutely positively ready to go, listen, I say you sit him until there's no doubt in your mind that he's ready to rock and roll. And
like
for me,
Rashad
that's at
Bateman
least
last year.
exactly for me that's at least halfway through the season, kind of like Rashad Bateman. You know,
So like
um,
week 6, week 7, I think that's fair. That's the same thing they have with Bateman because like he was ready, I think, for that Colts game, but they pushed it back one more week, which was very smart because he didn't get hurt at all after that. So I think
yeah,
I think week
don't
6,
rush it.
week 7 is definitely realistic.
Right, like just don't rush it. Right, like I mean, you
Yeah,
saw us not rush Rashad Bateman back, and he played a healthy season when he got back. You know, you saw us rush Ronnie Stanley back, and you know the rest is history.
yeah,
So
he played one
yeah,
game.
exactly.
Woo!
We do have a few more super chat donations to get to
Ooh,
here. First, coming from Balti Raven. Thank you so much, man. We
thank you, man.
appreciate you. Says just sending love to my guys.
And
Listen, man.
we're sending love back.
Right
We're
back.
sending the love,
Right back.
all love.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Just making it rain here on episode 121 of the Purple Rain podcast. This is Balti Raven, guys. We appreciate him so much. Make sure you guys go ahead and like the video. Like the video for that, guys. I mean,
Much
the
love.
support that we get here, man, is it really warms my heart. You know, being gone for
Genuinely.
like 2 weeks, come back and just have you guys in here. 60 people watching live, by the way. Appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, we love you guys. We love the Rain Gang. We really do. And again, if you do want to be added to the official Rain Gang group chat, make sure you hit us up. DM us on the
Yeah.
Purple Rain Podcast Instagram account. And you can find us right here on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Thank you again to Balti Raven. Another super chat donation coming from Jabari Cruz Ellis, another Purple
Oh,
Rain pioneer.
pioneer
Purple Rain
himself.
pioneer. Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Making it rain himself on this episode 121 of PRP. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you. Says, what is up, Purple Rain game? The Justin Houston signing is very good. I think he's going to be better under McDonald than Wink. He had 4.5 sacks last year. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean to Alex's point, I think he will be better underneath McDonald just because he'll be able to switch it up more.
Yeah, and I think kind of just is off topic, but like Tyus Bowser had 7 sacks in a Wink Martindale defense. That's a lot. That is a lot in that because what was Matt Judon's high? with us. I think it was what 8 or 9
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I think so.
And the bank was broke for him. And you saw what he did with the Patriots. Pro Bowl, double digit sacks. You saw what Darius Smith did. Now, who even knows that? That's why I'm so excited is because it's just the unknown. And who knows? I could get hurt. It could not be what we're thinking it is, but I'm gonna roll with a more positive outlook. I think it's gonna boom. I think we've both said it. It's gonna be what double digit for OA. Who knows what Ojabo gets, but we definitely need to be in the middle of the pack or the top half of the pack in sacks because being in the bottom half, we seen how it was. It's not good, not good whatsoever.
Not good, not good at all. You know, I think I've said this before on the show. Like, I think we need to be top 10 in sacks in order to make it to a Super Bowl. You know, because at the end of the day, like I always say, I'll double down on it. It's a hit and not get hit league. You have to be able to hit the other team's quarterback and have your quarterback not get hit. So if you're not hitting on half of those things, then you're probably not going to win championships. So, you know, but that's just what I think. Let me see what you guys are thinking in the Rain Gang here. If you're part of the hashtag Replay Gang, leave your comments, questions down below. We appreciate you guys so much. And make sure you like the video. We've been doing really good with the likes lately. We appreciate you guys for that. Let's see. Jay says, do you guys think Wink was a bad coordinator? See, I don't think that Wink was a bad coordinator because Wink did a lot of good things. Listen, when it came to like those playoff games that we lost, it's not like the defense was just broken down completely. It's not like, you know, our team was getting blown out of the water other than those Bengals games from last season. You know, we were actually holding teams to underneath, I'd say 24 and a half points, something like that on most cases. You know, I'm not going to say Wink was a bad coordinator, but we will say that Wink was more predictable than we would have liked him to be. And that was the issue.
That Bears game, that cover zero with the Bears and leaving Chris Westry on, I think it was Marquise Goodwin, I believe. Oh my goodness. Or Demir, I don't know who it was. It was the friggin' one of their fastest wide receivers. I don't think he's bad by any means, but I think all good things must come to an end. And he brought us the number one defense in 2018, solid defense in 19. And then in 2020, I mean, the playoff games, defense was lights out. Absolutely. Between the Titans and the Bills, what do you give up? 23 points in 2 games in the playoffs?
Yeah.
But I think it was time to move on. And wish him the best of luck in New York. And we'll see him again this year. So hopefully we have some fun.
But see, Alex, that bothers me. That bothers me that you say that because, like, you're saying, like, all good things must come to an end. It's time to move on. I think I saw someone say that in the chat, too. But it's like, we're not saying that about Greg Roman for whatever reason. You know, Greg Roman also, you know, we have, but I mean, it's been almost 2 weeks. I got to bring it up again, dude.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
It's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me, bro. Like, it just doesn't. Like, how can we come to terms with letting go of Wink Martindale when, you know, he's accomplished things just like Greg Roman has, you know, but he was not afforded the same sort of, I guess, leash that Greg Roman has. You know, Greg Roman's leash is non-existent. He's just roaming out in the yard doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, you know, whenever he wants to do it. I'm just saying. So it's just like, I don't know what's going to have to give. I don't know if we're going to have to lose.
Is there a fence in the yard too? Or does he have like the whole, like everywhere? Like there's a big field behind the house too.
Oh no! There's definitely a fence because they don't want him to go anywhere. They're obvious. It's obvious.
Okay.
It's obvious. He's got a lot of Roman space. If you get what I'm saying, a lot of Roman space, but they're not letting him go anywhere for whatever reason.
No doghouse in the backyard either. Think about that.
Nope.
That Harbaugh doghouse is not out there. I don't know where it is, but it's not out there.
Definitely not. Manuel's COD channel says Wink is a bad situational defensive coordinator, kind of alluding to what you were saying against that Bears game. You know, almost lost us the game, by the way. You know, that was pretty bad. But, you know.
Last year with Wink was much like the Ravens team. We would have our moments of just brilliance. I think at the Browns Sunday night game, held them, I think. We won, 16-13, I believe. Absolutely shut them down. Called it cover zero, and it worked out amazing. And then you think of other games where, like the Bengals games, although the secondary was guys down the street, got cooked, got siced, but we moved on. So, like I said, best luck to him. Definitely fit the mold of a Ravens defense, aggressive, and went after you.
Definitely. But I'm definitely looking forward to Mike McDonald and what he can offer with this defense because I've always said this as well. I shouldn't be able to watch a Ravens game and be able to predict the calls that we're going to play, or the plays that we're going to call. That's just not that's not how it should be. And I'm able to do that with Roman very easily. With Wink, Wink is a little bit not Wink, but defense is a little bit harder to kind of sniff out and kind of see what they're doing than offenses. But even with Wink, like I said, there were certain times where it was just too predictable. The blitzes were just not few and far between enough, and teams started to catch on to that, and they started to expose that, and that was an issue. So, yeah.
Oh man, that
But
Thursday,
yeah,
that Thursday night game just lives in my head rent free. Unfortunately,
man.
Mm.
Do we have any Thursday night games this coming up season?
The Buccaneers. We go back to Florida.
Right. Oh, that's prime time.
Whoa!
Thursday night. Amazon Prime Time. Wow. Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
I don't want to get too over the moon in here and see Thomas Brady against the Ravens again.
Can you imagine that episode of PRP on a Thursday night? We'll kick off at 7. Game starts at 8.
I'm having
Oh my
a
God,
couple
yeah.
drinks down to me. Tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Tell you
For
that.
sure. We're gonna be having ourselves a good time here on the Purple Rain podcast all season long. So make sure you lock in, subscribe, like this video because we will have a lot more of content headed your way. Let's see what else you guys are saying in here before we go ahead and switch subjects. We're talking about Justin Houston, guys. Justin Houston
Yes.
re-signs with the Ravens. This is huge news. What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking about?
And
If you're
number
just getting
50
in
on the
here,
field, number 1 in your heart.
yeah, exactly. Let's see. Manuel's COD channel talking about that Bucks versus Ravens game says thick Lamar versus Brady.
We gotta talk about Lamar. That boy
Yeah,
put on some muscle.
he did. He
He's been.
did.
Mm, mm.
But I mean, he did like before the 2020 season too. Remember that video came out? He was in the locker room. The guys were dancing. He was like kind of sitting down. He looked
Oh yeah,
jacked there too. I think it's
hey,
part of
man.
like his off-season regimen.
But there was a big fuss about he wasn't at voluntary OTAs, and now people out here are trying to applaud him for that. If you had a problem with him not going to voluntary, don't applaud him because he's doing this thing. So
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on.
It's like when people assume that like just because you're not posting your success on social media that it's not actually
Dude,
happening. You know?
like I see with just athletes all the time. No matter what sport it is, it could be. It's I see it in every sport. If they put one thing on, like talking about anything besides the sport, oh practice, get in the lab, get in the gym.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
shit. I bet you they're probably in there every day. Like
In there,
they,
like as you're making that tweet, you know?
right, they have a life outside of their sport. Let them live.
Yeah,
Jeez, man.
yeah. Let's see. Jabari Cruz Ellis actually asked a pretty good question here. Says, "Who are the Ravens playing before the Bucks game on Thursday night?" Because that's pretty interesting. Because it's gonna be a
I'm
short
probably
week,
wrong.
obviously.
I'm pulling it up right now, but I know I'm probably wrong. I want to say we have our bye week before or after. So let me
That would be
check.
clutch. It'd be clutch if we had it before.
I know the rain game's gonna. I'm not gonna look. I know you're gonna beat me to it. I'm not gonna look.
The Rain Gang research team.
Yeah. Okay. No. Oh, we get the Browns. We get the good old Cleveland Browns before
What time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on
So
Sunday.
so Mark. Oh, and they're in Baltimore. So Mark Andrews is gonna put up like 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 1 p.m. CBS. Mark Andrews. That
Mm.
was him all year last year.
And then we're gonna fly to Tampa,
Yeah.
right?
And then we get a Monday night game. We get the Saints after them, which
Mm.
that's kind of cool. Thursday then
Yeah,
Monday,
yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
extended mini bye. I'm cool with
Right.
that. But we play 3 NFC South teams in a row. Then we get the Panthers. You know what? We get the Panthers with the new quarterback, Baker Mayfield, if I can use this as a transition. Um, we play the Panthers, I think this is week 9, I want to say. No, week 10. We get the Panthers in week 10, which would be another 1 o'clock game. So, they'll be here in Baltimore. How are you feeling about good old Baker Mayfield getting traded from the Browns to the Panthers? It's going to
Yeah, I
segue.
mean, man, yeah, that's a beautiful segue, by the way. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Appropriate Podcast. Like this video, subscribe to the channel as well. We appreciate all you guys for coming through. Baker Mayfield to the Panthers has been made official as of yesterday from the time we're making this podcast. I was not surprised because the rumor mill was that he was either going to go to Carolina or he was going to go to Seattle. Um, Honestly, I didn't really care which team he went to because I mean they're both NFC teams that really don't matter that much to the Ravens.
Doesn't.
But at the same time, I did kind of care in the sense that which team can he benefit more? Which team can have more immediate success with Baker Mayfield on their roster? And to me, that team was probably going to be the Seattle Seahawks. With Pete Carroll, I thought Pete Carroll and Baker Mayfield would have a good dynamic. They're basically the old and young versions of the same person. And then you have DK Metcalf, who is a devastating weapon. You know, so it's just like I don't know. I feel like he'd have fit better there, but with Carolina, he's going in to a quarterback battle with a Sam Darnold. Who people said Sam Darnold was better than Lamar Jackson when they were coming out of college. I'm not even getting into that, but
How the
yeah,
tables have turned.
how the tables have turned,
Yeah.
right? But now Sam Darnold and one Baker Mayfield are both battling it out to see who can have the starting job in Carolina. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson is rooting for a all-time contract. Just saying, just saying. But I mean, it's interesting though. It's interesting though. Baker Mayfield on the Carolina Panthers. I know that Robbie Anderson wasn't too happy about it happening.
No, no,
Because
no.
when rumors started, if you guys weren't aware, when rumors first dropped that the Panthers were interested in Baker Mayfield, Robbie Anderson made it public on social media that he did not want Baker Mayfield coming to his squad. Basically, just saying like, no, like I don't want this to happen, sort of thing. But it's going to be interesting to see. I am happy for Baker Mayfield in the sense that he deserves a fresh start. Because when you
Yeah.
think about it, Baker Mayfield, compared to a lot of these other guys, he's done nothing wrong. He's really done nothing wrong. Like he went out there and he gave the Cleveland Browns something that they have not had since you or I was put on this earth. You know what I mean? Like that's huge.
They
That's
weren't a
huge.
laughing stock.
Yeah,
Let's just be honest. They
yeah.
were feared.
Exactly. So I don't know. For him to get moved like that, it's good that he has a fresh start. He's going into a situation where he has multiple chips on his shoulder. Going to a new franchise where it's like, okay, I got to prove myself here. Oh yeah, and I have to prove myself by beating out a quarterback who was drafted in the same year I was. Similar struggles, things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see. But what was your initial reaction to a Baker getting traded to Carolina?
Happy for him. I'm just seeing that the fact is what they got like a conditional fifth. That is a number one overall pick.
Mm,
We flipped a backup undrafted kicker into a fifth round pick that flipped into Calais Campbell. It just goes to show you how poorly run the Cleveland Browns are. No matter who is at the helm, there will always be a poorly run franchise. I just think the
yeah.
city of Cleveland, like the best thing that happened in Cleveland was LeBron James. Because without him, they would have no championships. They'd have nothing. Absolutely nothing. It would keep going with the Browns too. I mean, I'm just very happy that he is on a new team. I see Devon said he might be at that game week one when the Panthers and Browns play. Because I hope he lights them Browns up. I hope he just pulls back the Oklahoma Baker swag because it's gonna be definitely interesting to see, with the whole quarterback situation. I mean, they now have him and Darnold, two first round picks from 2018. Matt Corral, a rookie from this past draft. I mean, a little bit of question marks in that quarterback room, which I'm kind of like, don't know what they were thinking there, but they must know something that I don't. But I mean, it's DJ Moore now has one of the most elusive running backs or elusive players in the league, and Christian McCaffrey, when healthy, have fun with it, Baker. Have fun like you were having in 2020 when you had Jarvis, Odell, Chubb, Hunt, Austin Hooper, and Joku. Go and have fun again.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, I want to see him. I want to see him do well. Actually, I do. But glad he's not in the AFC North anymore.
He played
That
us
all that
hard.
hoo ha.
I
He
mean,
did.
I know
He
I
did.
know we blew him out. I know week 1, 2020, and week I think 16, 2019. But that game when they beat us in 2019, the Monday night game, and then both the games this year. I mean, they were close games.
Yeah.
So I know he beat us twice, but had a couple of close games. And he played us really hard. So good luck to him.
Yeah. Good luck to Baker Mayfield. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the live Rain Gang chat. If you're not watching live, you're part of the hashtag replay gang. Thank you so much for watching or listening this deep into the show. Make sure you leave your comments or questions down below. Also, like the video as well. Let's see. Manuel's COD channel says the Browns are the Browns. You know what's interesting? I mean, you brought up the fact that the Browns are one of the most poorly run franchises.
Yeah.
But the Browns are really just trying to be like the Los Angeles Rams in a lot of ways when you think about it.
Okay.
They put all their chips on the table. They push them to the middle. They're like, hey, we want to go out. We want to get an Odell Beckham Jr. We want to go out. We want to get a Jarvis Landry. Oh, Deshaun Watson's available. We don't care what he did. We want to get him. You know, they tasted a little bit of success, a little bit of big time, a little bit of Hollywood, right? For the first time in a long time, you know, and that kind of wanted to make them be like the LA Rams. Like, okay, why can't we just go out and get, you know, this player, that player, this player, a Matthew Stafford, and then just let's go win a Super Bowl. That's what they want to do. They're trying to mimic what they did, but they just haven't done it in the right ways. They don't have the coaching, and that's where Sean McVay, he deserves a lot of credit, you know, because he's only had 5 seasons in the league. He's got 2 Super Bowl appearances, rather. You know, like that's huge, you know. And just to add insult to injury, I was saying that the Browns are trying to be like the Rams, trying to push all their chips to the middle of the table. They got 2 of the same players. The Browns went and got Odell Beckham Jr., did nothing with him. The Rams went and got Odell Beckham Jr., won a Super Bowl. You know,
lit it up, scored in the Super Bowl,
lit it up, right? Exactly.
I mean, and the same Browns lost to Chad Henne in the playoffs. Meanwhile, when the Rams made it to the Super Bowl, they lost to Tom Brady, and before that, I think they lost to Matt Ryan, and then they lost to Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. Pretty good quarterbacks to lose to. Losing sucks, but those are some pretty damn good quarterbacks compared to, no offense, just a backup in Chad Henne. So I Cleveland's cursed. I'm laughing all the way. I don't care. They're getting whatever comes to them, and all the fact they've had all the top first round draft picks, have these guys like a Myles Garrett, absolutely stud, and just what they done? Because they've won 1 playoff game.
Let's see, I got my guy Chike in here says, yeah, I'm surprised that Baker went to Carolina because they really are suspect since they don't have anybody, or maybe that's just me talking. I don't know. What's your advice for fantasy? Good question. Fantasy football is right around the corner, just like the regular season. So,
hey, listen, no drafting until after preseason. All right, I'm not going to bring up what happened last year, but just remember that. All right, remember that.
I got you. But for fantasy, I'm honestly just going to say, listen, Christian McCaffrey, he's probably going to fall on a lot of boards this season just because the last couple of years, he hasn't been like MVP, top of the line Christian McCaffrey. You're going to see a lot of Jonathan Taylors, Derrick Henrys, those type of running backs going first and foremost. But Christian McCaffrey, you'll probably be able to get him if you have like the 6th, maybe 7th pick in your draft. I would say grab him. They are going to, I'm not going to say baby Baker Mayfield if he wants a starting job, but they're going to ease him in. And by ease him in, I mean it's going to be a lot of easy throws. By easy throws, I mean it's going to be a lot of throws to Christian McCaffrey, short, and just let him do what he does after the catch, So I think, for fantasy, CMC, pick up Christian McCaffrey. Other than that, I mean, who we talking a wide receiver, Alex, that
DJ
we want?
Moore.
DJ Moore.
I wouldn't
say
I go out of my way. I wouldn't go out of my way.
Flex maybe.
I see Jabari and Devon talking about what Cleveland had, and yeah, you're right. I mean, they had better weapons, better line than the Panthers. I heard them talking to ESPN that they think the Panthers can make the playoffs. With all due respect. I mean, come on now. I'm not saying it can't happen, but come on now. Like, he had dogs, and like I said, he lost to Chad Henne in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just forced out Odell, who they said didn't have it anymore. And what does he go do? Balls out for the Rams, like you were talking about. I mean, maybe DJ Moore, 4th or 5th round, depending who. I don't know what fantasy season looked like this year because we've had every wide receiver move teams. It feels like, and then some, and then some. But yeah, probably McCaffrey's your only strong bet.
Yeah. One thing to note. This year's matchups against the Browns are going to be very interesting because we really don't know how they're going to look yet. That's like the one matchup on
Yeah,
our roster on our schedule rather, that we have that matchup twice, but we don't know what those two matchups are going to look like in
they
terms
could
of
look different,
who we're going to
both
be
of
up
them.
against. Exactly. We don't know what's going to happen to, Mr. Watson, whatever. We don't know what's going to happen to him. So we just kind of have to assume that he's going to be suspended more than likely.
Yeah,
Jacoby Brissett is who we'll be up against, who is serviceable as a
yeah,
quarterback. We know that,
serviceable,
you know,
serviceable.
but is serviceable enough to beat the Ravens? I
Him
look.
and Tua beat the Ravens on Thursday night. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how. So I'm gonna watch my mouth. I don't know
You're
how they.
right. Exactly. You're
I'm
right.
gonna watch what I
I
say.
don't. I don't. But see what I'm saying is I don't see Jacoby Brissett rather, and I'll say this: I don't see Jacoby
Yeah.
Brissett beating us by himself or with his
Oh,
arm. I don't see him
like
just
like
dotting
like
us
they're
up.
down. They're down two possessions in the fourth quarter. You don't see
Yeah.
him coming back and putting together two solid drives and
No.
scoring two touchdowns.
No. I
That's
don't.
fair.
I
100.
don't.
I agree with you there.
If anything, it's gonna have to be like Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt breaks off a big run or two
Yeah.
early, which puts us in a tough situation. And now we're either going back and forth or playing catch up. I think Jacoby Brissett can preserve a lead, but I don't think he's gonna necessarily take a game away.
I remember the Browns went 21-2 on us. I think in the first quarter, like 2016, and we still came back on their asses. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Even that, I wouldn't say it's completely out. Like they need to be up by 3 scores in like the second or third quarter for me. Like, all right, but fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Uh, but I mean, and even the receiving core, it's Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
I mean, who even knows?
And listen, I will say this though. I think that, and I'm gonna make a bold prediction right here on episode 121 of the Purple Rain podcast. I think against the Browns this year, those two games are gonna be the best games from one Rashad Bateman. Look back at what he did to the Browns last year.
Was it greedy? Was it greedy?
Greedy,
It was it
yes,
greedy? It
it was
was
Greedy
greedy.
Williams. Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, man! Like just going up and just taking the ball, just bullying the Browns, bullying the
I think
Browns.
Denzel Ward will be on him though. That's fine. I mean,
That's cool.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool, honestly. Because listen, if Denzel Ward has his hands full with him, then I mean, who's I don't even
I
want to.
saw Mark Andrews score 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes against the Browns in 2019. I am not scared. And,
I
and
did
I
too.
know I hate going back to 2019, but Mark Andrews is one of those players who has just gotten better since then. And he can do it
He's
again.
he's one of the only Ravens who's gotten on paper better
Like significantly better.
since then,
It's like
significantly better. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, man. Yeah. I think we've talked a good amount about Baker Mayfield going to the Carolina Panthers. I see what you guys are saying here about Baker and the Browns. Pretty much the same thing. We're kind of all in agreement here. We'll see what happens. We'll see
yeah.
what happens with Baker on the Panthers. It's really
The
no
NFC
telling.
is so weird. I mean,
It
you
is.
have like just your really
Yeah.
really good teams, and then are they gonna what's going on? All right, you guys like
Right.
Green Bay, the Rams, and the Bucks,
Mm,
personally, and then it's like, what the hell? All right, like what's going on?
yeah. After that, yeah, there's a huge drop off. Let's go ahead. Let's transition from that, Alex. Let's
Okay,
talk about something. And before we get into what we had planned to talk about after that,
yeah.
I want to ask you about one James Prochet.
Oh boy, come on, let's talk about it. Channel 3, number three on the field, number one in my heart. What's up?
Exactly, man. A video came out yesterday. This may not mean much, but it just rather further instilled just the faith in my heart in James Prochet's hands, his catching
Oh,
ability of
okay.
the football. I don't know if you saw this video, but he was running a route. Quarterback throws it up to him, makes an insanely beautiful, effortless one hand catch. Right? It was just insane. And I've been hearing rumors. I've been hearing rumors lately that James Prochet is probably going to be more of a piece in this Ravens passing game.
Purple Rumor
What does that mean to
podcast,
you?
by the way.
Yeah. What does that mean to you?
I can run around this room right now. There is nobody on this offense I would love to see succeed more than just a receiver actually than James Prochet. This
Yeah.
man he's been the victim of unnecessary shots fired. I mean, and he has been that guy that has honestly been a leader, I'd say, for being a guy who's had, I think, under 30 career catches. I don't know the exact amount. We had one last year, 2 years ago, and like, not sure how many last year, but he stepped up. I mean, him and Bateman together have both stepped up and kind of said, like, basically, don't sleep on us. And kind of saying F you without saying F you. Um, I hope the hell he balls out. Because in this offense, we're not asking you to just. This offense is not built towards a big play, but Prochet will catch the ball, and that's really all you're asking for. He'll catch the ball and he'll get you yards. We've unfortunately realized that in a Greg Roman offense, it's not going to be to throw it back at Jacoby Jones deep ball. He's not going to catch. That's not going to happen. But he can catch the damn ball, and he's pretty damn good at it. So throw the ball to that man, and who knows what happened. But I bought all the stocks in on James Prochet. If I could buy more, I would.
Honestly, it's like, and you make a good point. This is not like a big play, high flying, over the top, air raid type of offense. But damn it, if you could just keep us on the field on third down. If you can be a third down demon like Rashad Bateman was last year in his rookie season in those few games he played. If they can feed off of each other, James Prochet and Rashad Bateman, to just step up when it comes to those third and more than 5, 3rd and 5+, you can go out there, you can run a route, you can get open. At least one of those guys, 50-50, one of those guys can get open, keep us on the field on third downs and keep the drive alive. That's all we're asking. All we're asking. Yeah. I fully expect a healthy Ravens running attack to be able to carry the rest of the workload. Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, those guys are going to be the ones. They're going to be the workhorses. Davis.
I'll be honest. He posted this picture.
Chime in, yeah.
He posted this picture. All right, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to be 1,000-yard rusher like Mark Ingram was. He is. Watch my language. He is built. All right.
Yeah.
He doesn't skip leg day.
No.
Most definitely does not skip any type of arm day.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Don't rush back Gus and J.K. Honestly. Like, there's a reason why you signed him and a reason why you drafted Tyler Beatty.
Yeah.
Please, we are begging you to not rush them back.
I'm thinking Mike Davis, I think he's going to be one of those fantasy stashers this year. Like, you're going to pick him up late in the draft. Not early at all, but late.
Just for the first couple of games.
Right.
Because
he's not going to be the first option. Hell, I don't think he's going to be the second option. Whatever. But I think that he will be put in situations, like goal line situations, change your pace. We've had J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards busting your defense ass all the way down the field. Now on the 2-yard line, we're going to throw Mike Davis in the game, so you don't expect us to run the football. You expect Lamar Jackson to take it out running himself or whatever else we do. Mike Davis pounds it in for a touchdown. That's what I see.
I love it.
That's what I see. So I'm definitely happy. I'm happy you brought up Mike Davis. But
I just saw a picture he posted. I'm like, holy hell, that guy is jacked in all ways possible.
Yeah. Circling back to Prochet, Balti Raven says Prochet is going off 2022. Absolutely. King95 says Prochet is wide receiver 2. Book it. Man, we talked about this a couple weeks ago too. Wide receiver 2. That spot is kind of open right now. Is it James Prochet? Is it Devin Duvernay? Who is it?
Is it Tylan Wallace? I feel like the only people who know the Ravens receivers are fans, because nobody else knows them except unless it's Rashad Bateman. That's the only receiver most people know.
And even when it comes to Rashad Bateman, most national media heads, they're like, I mean, what do the Ravens have?
They just call him. They just call him a first round pick. That's all they say. Because he is a first round pick, but it's not like they know.
Yeah. They act like he's nothing. Of course, he hasn't really accomplished. He only has 1 touchdown professionally. Yeah. I get it. But us Ravens fans, we actually watch the games. We know what this guy has to offer. We know how many times he kept us on the field on third down, and how important that is to our offense. So, he will prove everybody wrong this year, though.
We saw the damn yak. Come on now.
We did. K-Dog says, smash that damn like button. I appreciate that, K-Dog. Hit the nail on the head with that one. Leaving hearts, #replay gang. Yes, sir. Bateman season 2. Shout out to Jabari Cruz Ellis. Yes, sir. Chike says, what if we got DK or Tyler Lockett?
I don't think it'll happen. Maybe a midseason trade, but I just don't see us doing it. Because goodness me, if we got the Kalen Zacharias Metcalf, I'll be very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for that question, Chike. I think we're going to go ahead and transition into our question segment where you can ask Simply AS10 and me, Sutton Def, anything that you want to about Baltimore Ravens football, anything about NFL football, anything about any sport, anything about life, anything about anything, honestly. Anything. Music, food, anything. You can ask us anything right here, right now in this segment. Make sure you leave your questions down below. If you're part of the #replay gang, We're not going to leave you guys out. Make sure you leave your questions down below in the comments section as well. Alex, I'm going to ask you this. Did you watch the last UFC card?
Absolutely, I did. Did you?
I did. I only
Okay.
caught like I think it was 2 or 3 fights from the main card. A couple of the
Okay.
other ones I was doing something else. I was a little busy. But what did you take from that card? What was your favorite parts, highlights?
Okay. I do like Adesanya, but I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go. I think just about the whole card. Max Holloway's eyebrow. He had three eyebrows by the end of the fight. That was disgusting. But
Yeah.
Volkanovski is not to be messed with.
He's
Tell you
not.
that. He is
He's
not.
not.
He is him. He is Himothy. Himmy Neutron. Him.
Me
Him.
neither. That's
Him.
funny.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Goodness.
Nah, I mean, like Volkanovski, he solidified himself as a beast this past Saturday night, man, against Max Holloway, because that was their third time fighting. The first time Volkanovski decisively beat Holloway by decision. The second time it was very, very close, but Volkanovski pulled out a controversial decision. I went back and watched that fight, and I thought that Volkanovski won, but then you know I mean, he's savage enough to give a guy that he beat twice
Yeah.
a second rematch, like a third fight, and beat him again.
Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, hats off to Alexander Volkanovski. Now he's moving up to the lightweight division. So he's
Mm.
going to try to take on the likes of Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, all Michael Chandler, those type of Conor McGregor, those type of guys. So
Oh
we'll
God.
see how he does there. Yeah, we'll see how he does there for sure. Um, we do have another super chat donation. This one coming from Yolanda. Thank you so much, Yolanda.
Thank you, Yolanda. Thank
Absolutely making it rain, pour, thunderstorm, all that on
you.
this
Ooh,
episode 121 of the Purple Rain podcast. We appreciate you. Like the video
we
for
do.
Yolanda, guys. If you're just going to hear, like the video for
Go
Yolanda.
ahead.
Like
Like
the
it.
video.
Like it.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. Says, who is the most underrated player on offense and defense? I'm assuming you mean currently, of course.
Yeah.
Um,
Offense indeed. I'll start off the offense
yeah,
first. Um,
sure.
just because I've seen when he was out how poor we were. I'm just going Ronnie Stanley. I'm gonna go Ronnie Stanley. I don't see his name come up anymore when we're talking about offensive linemen. I think only Ravens fans bring him up, which I get it. Hasn't played in a while, but when he's there and when he's fully healthy, not even Joey Bosa. I mean, I'm sorry, Nick Bosa. I'm sorry, got the Bosa's mixed up. Nick Bosa in the
Hmm.
2019 season, somebody who was last fully healthy. Like I said, I hate bringing it up. He couldn't do anything to Ronnie Stanley. He was not bothering Lamar whatsoever in a very wet game. Couldn't get by Ronnie Stanley. So
Yeah.
that is my vote. I think when Ronnie Stanley is back 100% healthy, he'll be up there competing with Trent Williams for who is the best left tackle in the league.
Yeah. What do you think about defense?
I need to think about that. All right, let me think
Yeah,
about the
think about it.
defense.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'll give you
yeah.
my offense first. I'll give you my offense. Most underrated player on offense for me. I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I don't care. I'm gonna go with Pat Ricard. I'm going with
Okay,
Ricard, bro.
there you go.
Only because like Pat Ricard, he's kind of like this guy that we can use in multiple different ways. We can use him as a tight end if we want to. We can use him as a fullback on third or fourth down situations, short yardage situations if we want to. Just straight up as a blocker if we want to. We can use him there. Like there's so many things that we can plug and play him as on offense that I mean, his value is just it's invaluable. Like
Yeah,
we can't get
yeah,
enough of a guy like Pat Ricard. Like a lot of
yeah,
teams don't utilize fullbacks anymore. We still do, and we have success sometimes solely because of him. Solely because of him. There are certain drives that are manufactured because of Pat Ricard's, input into the offense. So I would say Pat Ricard
right,
for
right.
offense.
Actually, can you pull up two? I cannot believe I missed. Can you pull up King? He said both of our running backs are underrated. I
Mm,
agree. I think Gus Edwards definitely. I mean, averaging over 5 yards a carry. Come on now. And
yeah,
K Dogs Morgan Moses because he definitely brought me up just a lot of information. Morgan Moses is going to end up being the most overlooked signing, and I can 1,000,000% agree with this. All right, this guy, he can play left tackle and right tackle. All right, he played
mm,
right tackle in college. Alejandro Villanueva never played right tackle, and K Dog also as that he learned how to play his game from Trent Williams when they were in Washington when they were not Commanders, not football teamers, but Redskins. So I am definitely very excited to see Morgan Moses on this line because watching that mic'd up, it was the Wired. We got a leader. I love that.
yeah.
He is an absolute leader, man. So I
Yeah.
think our tackles games will be scary this year. If they're both healthy, oh man.
Yeah, honestly, I mean Morgan Moses, I'm definitely super excited for him. And he is somebody that people really aren't talking about. But getting to the other part of Yolanda's
Yeah.
question on
Defense.
defense, who is the most underrated player?
No,
What are you thinking?
I'm going. I'm going Tyus Bowser. I'm going to go
Tyus
Tyus Bowser.
Bowser.
Yeah,
That's a
go
great
Tyus
one.
Bowser.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize that he led the team in sacks last
No,
season, bro.
no, they
I know
don't.
we don't get
No.
a lot of sacks, but I mean, for him to be doing his part to lead the team in sacks, that's a lot. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah.
And nobody talks about Tyus Bowser. Nobody in mainstream media knows who Tyus Bowser is. I can guarantee you that.
The only one who knows is Chris Collinsworth, but I'm not going to count him because that's his job to analyze the teams. But
He literally calls the games. Yeah.
he's the only one I've heard who has ever given Tyus Bowser recognition. So a big shout out to Mister Here's the Guy.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For me, I mean Tyus Bowser, that's a good answer. I don't think I can live up to your answer,
Go
but
for no, go for it, go for it.
this is, and I might get some flack for this, but
I'm
I'm gonna say Josh Bynes. I'm
hot
gonna say
take.
Josh
Hey,
Bynes.
okay, I don't hate that whatsoever. I like
You
it.
know what I mean?
I like it. I like it.
For me, in a season where our linebackers are struggling, there's a noticeable struggle at the linebacking position. To bring him on board like halfway through a season, and for him to actually improve that linebacking core, have the instincts, have that veteran leadership, that veteran instinct to just kind of snuff out certain plays, that sort of thing, be at the ball carrier at the right time in the right place. I saw a lot of that. I see a lot of that with Josh Bynes. We don't really talk about it a lot, but his nose is always near where the ball is at. You know,
You never
and
lose your
yeah,
speed. You lose your speed, but you never lose that instinct. And he has that instinct, man.
exactly. He has that instinct. Exactly. He's like another. He's like I'm sorry, like another LJ Fort kind of.
Yeah. I,
Reminds me of him. Yeah, yeah. But that's our answer, Yolanda. Thank you so much for your super chat donation. We do have another one coming from C Stackhouse. Says if the PRP had its own themed beer, what style
oh,
slash flavor would it be? Thank you, Stackhouse. We
thank
appreciate you, bro.
I'm definitely not a beer
Yeah.
guy. I'll tell you that at all. Like at all. Um,
Own
this isn't good
themed
for me.
beer. I mean I like beer. I do. I'm not gonna lie. What style or flavor would it be? I don't know. I can't. It's tough. It's tough. I would probably say like it would be imported for sure. Nothing
Okay.
domestic,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Nothing made here. It's got to be fancy, you know. It's,
Okay.
it's getting imported
Okay.
from somewhere overseas. We don't know, but it's gonna be from
Love that.
somewhere we can't pronounce. You know, that's all I can.
That's
That's
the
all I can say.
best.
Yeah,
That's the best.
somewhere where it rains every day. Stackhouse. That's all I'll say.
For
But
sure.
yeah,
It's 5 o'clock
I
somewhere,
appreciate you.
right?
Exactly. Appreciate you for your super chat donation, bro. We'll take a few more
That's a
questions
good one.
here.
That's probably one of the most unique questions I think we've ever been asked.
It is. We need
Like
more
that actually has
questions
me
like that.
thinking. You know what? I'm gonna come back to you
Exactly.
next episode with your answer. Honestly, I'll come back. I'll come back.
Yeah. More creative questions. That's for sure. Let's see. Boss says, "Here's my question: Why haven't you liked the video yet?"
I don't know, boss. I don't. I like.
These are questions that need to be answered.
Well, I have a
For sure.
question for you and the ringing actually. All right.
Sure.
Um, what was your favorite game to play on your phone, like mobile app? All right, because before he went live, I gotta expose myself. I was attacking in Clash of Clans. I love that game. I've been playing that
Clash
game
of
since like high school.
Clans.
That's probably my favorite game, like on the phone.
Right now, for me, it's probably gonna be and I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably played this before, but it's Bloons Tower Defense.
Oh my goodness.
I really
Can't go
like
wrong
that
with it.
game right now. You can't go wrong with that game. It's such like a strategy driven game. You know, it's fun. You can just kind of sit there, lock in for about 30 minutes and finish a level. You know, it's fun. I
Yeah.
like it. You know, so that's my answer.
Remember Trivia Crack? That had me on my freaking
Ooh, that
on my
hat,
heels.
yeah. But listen though, I tried to download Trivia Crack like a few months ago, just because I liked playing it back in the day. But it's not the same anymore. It's not like how you can go like head to head against like random
Random
people
people.
and pick whatever
Yeah.
category that you want to. It's not the same. Like it's
Because
like
it
really
was
weird now. Yeah.
because you had to it would spin it and then you would both be asked the question, right? And then I think whoever got it first, I believe that's how it went. It was like
Yeah, something
sports,
like
it was
that.
like
Right. Yeah.
like 5 or 6 different categories.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, let's see. J Prime 235 says Angry Birds. That's a
You can't go wrong
throwback.
with that. Dude, you can't go wrong.
Throwback.
I see
Yeah.
Temple Run Jay. Yeah, Temple Run was
Definitely.
him. I remember I was in middle school when that came out. On
Yeah.
on my iPod Touch. Goodness.
Yeah. Let's see. K Dog says Purple Rain will be an IPA. Purple Rain IPA. I like that. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. King 95 says Purple Rain Hard Lemonade.
I would that would go
That's
crazy.
funny.
That would go crazy, man.
Maybe like a Purple Rain Rita. I don't know. Whatever for the maybe I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, got me thinking.
Might have just did something, right?
He might have done something.
Let's see. Jabari Cruz Ellis says, "Do you guys think that Kevin Durant is going to go to Phoenix?" Oh yeah, so Kevin Durant
Oh my
recently
goodness,
requesting a
yeah.
trade. Yeah, I mean,
KD. Oh, KD.
let's talk about it. For me, does this affect KD's legacy? Like,
Oh,
switching teams so much. Like,
this reminds me of like that thumbnail of the three kids sitting down talking, and that's the
oh
time.
yeah,
Have you
yeah,
seen that
yeah,
meme? That's
yeah,
literally
yeah,
what I
yeah,
just thought
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Oh my
I mean, but
goodness.
seriously though, because it's just like you really don't see, and it's unfortunate as it is for LeBron James, not LeBron James, but Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, he is, coming after these guys like LeBron and Michael Jordan, who they got it done. They left no stone left unturned. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Michael Jordan got it done multiple times with his team. LeBron James got it done with every single team that he's been with. You
Yeah.
know, so Kevin Durant can't say the same thing. And I know Kevin
Word.
Durant wants to go down. Yeah, he wants to go down as one of the top 5 players of all time, or one of the best of all time. Period. I don't think he's gonna get that by hopping around from team to team, from star player to star player. No.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, I think
Yeah.
just the whole Nets, that was just a complete and utter failure. I'm just gonna call it what it was. I feel bad for every person who got themselves a Nets KD jersey, a Kyrie jersey, a Harden jersey, because boy, that
Yeah.
I had high hopes for them. I really did.
Didn't age
I
well.
It just didn't go well whatsoever. But I mean, I don't think he's gonna go to Phoenix. I've heard that the trades they're looking for, I think they asked for Cat, Anthony Edwards, and like 4 firsts from the Timberwolves for KD. No, like I don't think any team would accept that whatsoever. Um, I don't even know where he's gonna go.
Yeah. It's like, honestly, they're asking for. You said, say it again. Say it again. Just one more time.
Cat,
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, and 4 first-round picks.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot. The 4 first round picks on top of it, that's like super duper like uber tax on it
Yeah.
all, you know?
Yeah.
For a Kevin Durant, it's like I don't know if I don't know exactly how good or how much Kevin Durant is going to benefit my franchise. I don't even want to say at this point in his career, because he's still phenomenal, but he's shown that like without like that all-star help, he's probably not going to get you to the promised land, you know. And what, 4 or 5 first-round picks on top of 2, young star players, and
They just
Anthony
got
Edwards and
swept.
Karl Anthony Towns.
And they,
Exactly, it doesn't really seem worth it. Minnesota, if I'm Minnesota, I'm building around that nucleus. Don't just throw all your eggs in one
and he's got
basket and Katie.
Rudy Gobert. I mean, they got a solid team over there now. That's just trying to blow it all up. That's no.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there for the question segment in this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming through to episode 121 of PRP. If you're watching live and you're about to get out of here, wait, like the video. Like the video before you go. We'd appreciate it so much. We love you guys. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. The Ravens will be dropping their open practice tickets here soon in a few days, so make sure you keep your eyes out on that.
I think a week from today, or six or 7 days from today. I
want
have
to
the
say,
update.
yeah.
I think
on
on
the 13th or
the
something?
13th or the 14th. I know that.
Yeah.
So how about next
Yeah.
Monday? We'll remind you all. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll remind you guys next Monday for sure, just like my guy Alex said. And again, just make sure you like the video. And thank you guys for coming out to this episode of the show. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at SuttonDef, like you see down below right there. You can find this guy on Twitter at SimplyAs10 or on Instagram at SimplyAs10.prod. Most importantly, you can find him on YouTube at SimplyAs10. The season's coming up, guys. It's right around the corner. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel if you want to be locked into all the highlights. And not just regular, plain old vanilla highlights that you see on ESPN, FS1. I'm talking about the ones with the sprinkles on it. I'm talking about the ones with the seasoning. You know what I mean? The ones that look good, visually appealing to the eye. That's why you're going to want to make sure you lock into Simply as 10 on YouTube and follow him on all his socials. Absolutely, bro. So, with that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Actually, we have one more thing we have to get to.
Woo!
Balti Raven.
Balti Raven for
You
the
didn't have
road.
to. God bless you.
Mm.
Thank you very much for the road peace sign. Thank you very much. Hope you have a splendid weekend. Uh,
Yes.
enjoy the weather. Hopefully, we have lovely weather. Get outside.
Yes.
Go soak in some of that sun. Let's go to
Absolutely.
the park, have a nice walk, maybe play a kick around, little
Yeah.
throw the pigskin around.
Oh
But
yeah.
thank you again, Balti Raven. Really appreciate that. And as always, thank you for coming through to episode 121 of the Purple Rain podcast. And as always,
Yeah.
stay positive,
Mm-hmm.
test negative,
Yeah.
and
And never, ever, ever forget to call God. This has been episode 121 of the Purple Rain podcast.